Kudus Mohammed, my word.
You should have brought a big stone and pushed it over to me.
I should have. You have said many times.
Bring a big stone.
We're wasting his time.
Bring a big stone and push it over
time.
to me. Yeah.
By playing him in that so-called
it's a number 10, it's a number 8. I get it. He's got what he's... Listen, Kudus is a talented footballer. One of the most talented footballers at his age, in his age category. Not many players would be better than him. He's right up there with all of them, right? If he's fit and he's sharp. And he can play wherever he wants to play because he's got ability. I just think that he's more effective when he's playing the forward areas. And because he is a left footer, when you keep him on the right and he's got a skill set to beat people and check onto his left, he's lethal and dangerous. Even at times, we've seen him swap with Gerard Bowen, who now plays as the number 9. And he's been very comfortable. Okay. And it doesn't surprise me that when he's played in those positions, he's thrived. And a very good thing about the first goal that he scored that I like is, as you said, it's not an easy finish for the average footballer. Yeah. But for a quality footballer like Kudus, it makes it look easy. Yeah. Because he's got an incredible strike of the ball. And when you listen to his interview post the game, he says that he had a technical brief that when you check onto your left, the goalkeeper won't be aiming to dive to his near side. So all of that was part of the processing. And that is a quality footballer because when you're surrounded by defenders and you've got the opportunity of hitting the ball, to process that information that you were given prior to the game and apply it in the way he did, that in itself tells you that technically and tactically he is right up there to work with the instructions. And no wonder a manager who is meticulous like Moyes is trusting Mohammed Kudus. But credit to David Moyes, because when Kudus got to the club, he hadn't had the preseason with them and nothing. And he knew the ability he had, but he didn't rush the boy to throw him into this team. He eased him into the side. Yeah. I remember when many fans of Kudus, and of course Ghanaians for that matter, why is he not start? He has to start. I was always saying, listen, what Moyes is doing for the younger man is good. He trusted him in the European games, and anytime he got those opportunities, it wasn't a given, but Kudus grabbed the moments. In Europe, he was scoring. And when he came onto the game from the bench in the Premier League as well, he consistently told the manager, gave the manager the impression that he was ready to start. And all of that has been helped by the fact that Ben Rama and Mikel Antonio have had horrible starts to the season. Their form hasn't been good. So Moyes had to change something. And with Kudus showing him that he could trust him, Bowen goes up top, Paquetá goes wide, what Prowse, Ederson, Suchek in midfield, Kudus keeps his spot. And whenever he started games, he's been... It's not easy for players to walk to the Premier League and straight away deliver. Yeah. Kudus is a star and he's delivering it.
Daniel, I think the biggest question is, how do we get this form onto the Black Stars with the AFCON less than 30 days away? In fact, 26 days away specifically. How do we... Because that has been the biggest problem. We can't get our top stars replicating the form that they have in their club sides with the national team. The BBC John Bennett tweeted something and people laughed at it. He said, with Inaki Williams, with Antoine Semenyo, with Kudus Mohammed, Ghana would be unstoppable at the AFCON. And every Ghanaian fan is like, my friend, you haven't been watching our national team. Why is it so difficult to get them performing in the national team as well as they're doing for their club size?
First of all, I think it has to come down to instruction.
Yeah.
I'm not happy saying this, but sometimes when you have a group of players whose natural instinct is going a certain direction, it is just smart to allow them to do that. And what I mean is that the Black Stars have, especially from midfield towards to the forward, in fact, even our laterals, in terms of our fullbacks, we have some very attacking-minded players who instinctively are very attacking.
Yeah. And
when it comes to finding spaces to punish opposition, they know how to do that. But I think they are being held back a bit by instruction, and that in itself could prove to be, or has proven to be, a problem for the team. Secondly, also, I always say that it's not the fact that somebody is doing well in their national team football doesn't necessarily mean you have to slot them straight into. The factors must be receptive.
Yeah. And the environment must be right.
Thank you. The environment must be right. And when I look at this Black Stars team, and I look at our forward players and what they are doing at their clubs, I think this is a perfect time to do something like that, to replicate what we are seeing at club level, at national team level. Now, if you look at what Iñaki is doing with Athletic Bilbao this season, he's not playing as a sole number 9.
No.
If I don't think Iñaki has played there for
He doesn't even play there.
No, Garzetta has played as a number 9.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
He's more of a right winger.
He's playing on the right-hand side, who has license to move in.
Yeah.
Kudus was playing on the right-hand side, who has license to move in. Sometimes as a number 9, who has license to move to the right-hand side. If there was ever a time where our two most lethal forward players could play in a similar role as to what we see at club level, I think it's now.
It's now.
Because what Iñaki is doing at club level is very similar to what Kudus is doing at club level. That movement from right to 9 to right, it can easily be done.
Yeah.
You look on the other side, and Fatai Isahaku, some may say we are rushing him. Kamaldeen 1-2, okay.
Pencil is on form.
Pencil is on form. Even Jordan Ayew to give that balance.
Yeah.
If you are talking about a national team coach who already has his instinct to be defensive, if he does that thing with Kudus, allowing Kudus, and for me, look, with the stats have proven it, the performances have proven it, Kudus should be the man leading the Black Stars line. Take that pressure off Iñaki, because Iñaki is not a natural finisher. Yeah. But Iñaki is so intelligent with his movement in and around and knows how to create space for others. So if you have the likes of Kudus playing with Iñaki, and they each have their license to roam and interchange positions, Iñaki is going to create so many opportunities for Kudus.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say one thing. The best party we've seen for Black Stars has been the party under Kwesi Appiah, who was playing as a number 10.
True story.
That's the best party we've seen
His
for
best
Black
game
Stars.
being the hat-trick he scored against Congo.
Since the 2019 AFCON, when we tried to let him replicate what he was doing at Atletico Madrid, and now Arsenal, we've never seen that consistent party.
Yeah.
We have a serious problem with our number 10 not creating. When we play Kudus there, he's underwhelming.
Yeah.
Because he's proven that that is not where he wants to be. He needs to be on the end of opportunity.
Maybe that's where he wants to be. That's
where he should be. But Partey is a wonderful creator. Mm-hmm. He has proven it at national team level that he can create and he can score.
Yeah.
So if you have your Partey playing in behind Kudus, you have your Iñaki on the right-hand side, you have Jordan on the left-hand side to provide that balance. If
you can leave those defensive.
If it's Gideon Mensah who is playing at left back, he will even have more license to roam for it. If it's Barbara Man who is playing at left back, he will not be afraid of
In fact, it is under that arrangement, I will accept the double DMs.
Yes, no, not even
that. That arrangement, I say it's acceptable to me.
And then
if you put Partey at the tip of a diamond with those two.
Look, if you do that, Partey will still have to drop deep, which will defeat it will be counterproductive. But then for me, with those that double pivot,
yes,
whichever DM he wants to choose, me and family home, but play Ashimeru. Because Ashimeru off the ball.
So you need a number 8 and a number 6.
A number 8 and number 6. Ashimeru is very good defensively. He's very disciplined.
He is. He tackles well.
Tackles well. His defensive read, not necessarily the tackling, but off the ball, he knows how to read situations.
I mentioned tackling because he's very fragile, but he tackles really well.
Whichever DM you play, I think, given the right circumstances, they have quality. And I'm talking about especially Baba Idrisu. Under the right circumstances, look, nobody spends that much time in La Liga and not have quality.
Being bad.
Yeah. Being bad. The guy, when you are measuring him per the job that he's supposed to be doing, he does it. These are the Black Stars. You go and play 2 DMs and expect him to be Partey. He can't be that. Yeah. So if we do that, look, honestly speaking, I think we can break teams down. We can, and see, that will be putting the players.
The ability is there.
I don't know what you think about Antoine Semenyo as well with this new role at Bournemouth. He's surely not leading the line because Dominic Solanke has been on fire. Yeah. But he's been backing him up. He's playing as a second striker, supporting striker kind of thing. Modern day football might call it not number 10. Yeah. He's a second striker there. And I think he's thriving. Mm-hmm. He's thriving because
like then times the DIE.
Like those days the DIE or the Rooney Tevez thing, And he's thriving with it. Yeah. He doesn't necessarily have to start. But if there's a game where you need a goal and you want to throw him around your striker, he doesn't have to be the lead. He's shown. And even when he was in the lower division, he wasn't the main man. He was always off the main man.
And he's a tenacious presser.
Yeah, absolutely. He works so hard for the team and he carries the ball well in short distances. So I think we've got the right mix of the right dynamics, I should say, to play around with.